Kamala's standing right behind you, though. That's what I want to know.
My son says, hey, there's a shooting in Colorado. I says, is Biden there?
We got to keep that boy alive.
Yeah.
Boys, we might be on camera here. You never know if he's got a live feed, so. Hopefully not yet. Okay.
Contacting people, the live stream hit to me really quick, got an issue where I had to do something a bit different. What you do is email people.
You need, is he talking to us? Would you go get Kyle? Call Kyle.
Okay, we should be live. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and get started.
Can I go ahead and start? Yep. Good morning. We'd like to welcome you to this planter clinic here at Bruner Brothers Implement. We'd like to also thank you for your business. Over the last 74 years, Bruner Brothers Implement has grown to be a partner with you, and we appreciate you trusting us to be that partner. It's important for our business and yours that we work together in these kind of activities to make you as successful as possible. We've got some folks here that we'd like to introduce here real quickly before we get started. We've got a few of our planter mechanics from Bruner Implement. First of all, we've got Paul Brocksterman here on our panel. We've got Scott Miller on our panel. From Case IH, we've got Scott Sweezy, and he's the manager of field service operations for the area, for the territory. Presenting today, we have Eli Peterson, and he's a planter specialist for the region. He'll be putting on the majority of this activity today. And we have Brad Kaiser, who is the territory sales manager for Case IH. We'd like to thank you for your business. On behalf of both Bruner Implement and Case IH, you're a key and important part of what we do. Without you, we're not here. So again, thank you very much for joining us today. And I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Eli Peterson. He's going to bring you through this, and hope you enjoy and learn something from it. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you, Martin. Morning, everybody. Today we're going to go through some planter maintenance and different setup and wear items for the 2000 series and the 1200 series planter. So as I mess up, these guys are here to correct me. But basically, we're going to start on the back side of the tractor and talk about the marriage between the tractor and the planter first step. So whenever that marriage happens, there's a couple things we want to keep in mind. A, make sure that your hydraulic lines and your electrical routing is clean and clear. If you have a 2-point hitch, make sure that as you guys go over the terraces, go through corners, waterways, whatnot, make sure that those hydraulic components, those electrical components are not going to hairpin, catch, or as you raise or lower the toolbar, anything's going to get removed from the back of the tractor. There's some components back there that need to stay attached, obviously, so we want to make sure that that connection is as healthy as we can keep it, so we don't have any wear over season or malfunctions when it comes to the back of the unit. As we hook those hydraulics up, there's a couple things to consider. The hydraulic lines are color-coded. So the caps that are on the end of the hydraulic lines, there is color codes to those caps. Green goes with green, red goes with red, etc. Red is generally going to be your frame function. So make sure that that remote is somewhere close where you like it inside the tractor. So if it's on number 1, if it's on number 5, 6, whatever your last remote is, something easy to get to. The remainder of the remotes are generally left in what we consider a motor mode or a constant on. And there's some settings in the tractor that we can make to increase that, motor mode being one of those. But as the remainder of the hydraulics come on, your
Okay.
bulk fill system that we'll talk about in a little bit, your vacuum controls on the 2000 series planter, we have an alternator and an air compressor
send you
that's
a new
also
link.
ran by
You send it to
hydraulics.
them.
If you have liquid, all of those take more hydraulic demand. We want to make sure that as we
think
hook
their
the
link is
systems
screwed
up,
up.
we do a decent job of making sure that the systems are connected in a way that when all systems are on, then we don't have a starving of hydraulic oil
is there any way-
at the tractor. So coming to the end of your field and it's slow to raise.
All trying to log on.
So though,
Any way
trying
to
to
make that
avoid those types of
Said he
situations.
just set up a new link.
So, after the marriage of everything up front, we can kind of pan towards the back and we'll dive into some of the systems that we have. We'll start with the,
I don't know.
we'll
I don't know.
go to the
But
back
we
and we'll
sent it
start
to
with
all
the
the
row
customers.
unit and
all
talk
logged
about the
in right
ground
now.
engaging components, some of the maintenance perspectives and the wear items on it. And then we'll come back and talk about the systems and its settings. So on the back of the 2000 series bar, there you can see, for those of you that have a 1200 series planter, the ground engaging components really haven't changed. You have the trailing or the
What's that?
front mounted pivot point, so our reduced inner diameter gauge wheels are pulled through the field. We have behind the gauge wheel a set of offset disc openers, so our disc openers do not touch at the very point at which we cut into the soil. We have an offset leading edge so that way we can cut through residue. The gap of that furrow is going to be a little narrower than most of the competition due to that, and allow us a better cutting edge and less disturbance as we get into creating that furrow. On the 2000 series planter, the discs themselves, we have a left disc and a right disc as we are offset, but on the 2000 series planter, those discs are now a single part number. On a 1200 series planter, whether it's a 12X5 or a 12.5 planter,
He's gonna try to get the old one to work.
we have a leading disc part number, we have a trailing disc
That
part
would be
number.
better.
And then based on
The
the
old link is whatever.
side of the planter that you're on, the left side of the planter bar is going to have a leading edge, and then the right side of the planter bar is going to have a leading edge. So on a 12 row, first 6 on the left side, left disc will be leading. The right 6, so 7 through 12, is then going to have left disc leading on the left side, right disc leading on the right side for your split. So one thing that we do want to check as we come through and create the furrow is making sure that this system is in check. Ground engaging components, again, disc, the offset disc openers, and then inside of the offset disc openers, we're going to have a couple of components. We'll dissect at the table here in a little bit, but directly behind the offset disc openers is a furrow firming point or a furrow forming point, depending on which model you have. The purpose is the same, and as we go through the trench, we are going to